Hey, True Hearts, I'm going to say this, and then I ain't going to say nothing else. I'm going to tell y'all right now, whatever is within my control, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna use my emotional intelligence to make sure I control myself when it comes to me going back and forth with my fellow Americans, with me arguing on social media back and forth with my fellow Americans. I've said this once and I'll say it again. None of us will ever eat at Donald Trump's table. None of us will ever sit down. None of you will ever sit down. Those of you who all you did was voted for him. All you did was believe in him, and that was your choice. Okay? But more than likely, 9 times out of 10, 99.9%, you will not sit at the same table with Donald Trump and eat. You will never have dinner with him. You will never more than likely be in the same room as him. So I'm not going to, what I can control, I'm going to control. And what I can control is my emotional intelligence. I realize that MAGAs have voted for Donald Trump. Unfortunately, you had the right to do that. And unfortunately, you did that. Not unfortunately, you had the right. Unfortunately, that was a choice of yours. My choice was not to vote for Donald Trump. I am a part of the 92% who did not vote for Donald Trump. You understand me? So at the end of the day, I am not going to, but what I'm not going to do is give away all of my power. He already got all the power he can have. Nobody, it seems like nobody can do anything about this man. Okay, the Democrats, the Congress, going knocking on the, walking up to the doorsteps of Department of Education, trying to get in, and the man just standing there. He just standing there, arms folded, looking up in the air. People not giving anybody any eye contact, following whatever directions he was given, because he was given specific directions. I don't care what you do. Do not open that door. And the Congress, the lawmakers, went up to the door to get in, and they would not let him in. And you think I'm going to do what? Go back and forth with somebody on social media over Donald Trump when he already got control of mostly everything? And I'm already feeling helpless as an American. I'm already feeling like my voice is not being heard. I'm already feeling like we have no protection. I'm already feeling like it's just us out here. And if it's us, and if it's got to be us, it's us. Okay? That's why the protests are happening now. But I'm not going back and forth on social media arguing with my fellow Americans. I'm not going to do it. I just refuse to do it. I'm sorry. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you did vote for Donald Trump. You are still my fellow American, and I am not going to argue back and forth with you on social media. Listen, at the end of the day, check this out. At the very end of the day, okay? If a disaster breaks out like it's been in America, I'm talking about natural disasters where there ain't no telling what the government disaster. We already suffering a governmental disaster right now. We already dealing with that, right? So no matter whatever disaster breaks out, guess what? Guess who the first people gonna take care of each other? I'm gonna give you one guess. You got it. Americans, our neighbors. We're going to be the first ones. Hurricanes, the fires in LA, tornadoes. When any natural disasters happen, we are on the ground first, taking care of one another. It's us. And you think I'm going to take and waste my time arguing back and forth with somebody who I might need during all of this? No, I ain't doing that. I'm not doing that. Y'all can have that. If this is the one thing I can control with all that's going on here in America, if this is the one thing I can control, then I'm going to go ahead on and take control of that. I ain't arguing back and forth with my folk. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it, because first, before we are anything else other than our families, we are all Americans. Before we're anything else, before there was even a Donald Trump thought about, We are all Americans, and that's what we need to get. We sitting up here going back and forth, arguing with each other, fussing with each other, calling each other names, and MAGA just burning flags. And the uproar this man has caused this country, the division this man has caused, this one funny looking man has caused this country, the embarrassment this man has caused this country, the shame this man has caused this country, the ridicule this man has caused this country, the decline. I know he didn't cause the decline. The country was already declining. Let's be clear about that. But he's definitely going to be the cause of it crash, this country crashing and burning. Now, he ain't caused the decline. I will not put that on him because I don't give none of them no credit. Okay? But at the very end of the day, listen, with all he's caused, ain't no way in the world I'm going to go fussing back and forth with my fellow Americans. No way in the world. We are going to need each other. And those of us who are not decent citizens, we are going to have to fight them as well. I ain't doing it. No. Y'all can have that. Y'all can have that fussing and arguing back and forth on social media. Y'all can have that. I'm not doing that. I'm just not. It's too much going on. All of us are in an uproar right now. Right now, all of us are uncertain. Even the ones that voted for him. You know, a lot of Donald Trump's supporters, now a lot of them are trying to save face. A lot of them are looking and realizing, wait a minute now. I done voted for this man, and this man is actually doing that. Yep, he's actually doing it. We told you he was going to do it, but I ain't throwing that up your face. I ain't going to say no FAFO and all that mess. At the end of the day, you are my fellow citizens, American citizens. I am not going to be going back and forth arguing with you all, fussing and cussing, calling names, calling Kamala. What would Kamala do? Ain't nobody seen her. Ain't nobody heard from her. Ain't nobody heard from Biden. Ain't nobody heard from none of them. And I know Biden is old. You know, we heard that they want her and her husband moved back in their house or something, and the husband got a job at a law firm or something. All of that. But as far as the fight, a lot of people are fleeing America. Now this is becoming the country that people are fleeing. Y'all sitting up there, the immigrants sitting up there fighting to not have to leave. A lot of people trying to leave. A lot of people are doing that. So I'm just not gonna do that. If we're gonna stay here and we're gonna ride out the next 4 years, if he doesn't get because he getting everything else. The Congress don't have no spine. Congress don't have no spine. The Senate don't have no spine. They keep confirming all of the trash that he keeps bringing into the government. They confirming it. Some of them help confirming it. The trash he's bringing into the government. Some of them help confirming it. Okay? What is it? The Senate, the Congress. You see what I'm saying? The House, and none of them folk. Let me tell you something. All of them folk, the Supreme Court with their dumb asses. I ain't never seen Supreme, my man. Go ahead. Listen, let me tell you something. You are supreme in something, but it ain't in judicial. It's not judicially. I can promise you that. You're supreme in something, baby, but it is far from judicial. Okay? It is far from equal. It is far from the Americans' rights. And I'm going to tell you what else is far from. It is far. Your supremacy is far from the Constitution. I am ashamed. I am ashamed. Utterly ashamed. But what I'm not going to do is go back and forth arguing with my fellow Americans. I ain't doing that. Y'all can have that. I don't care what they say. I don't care what I post, because I've been posting the hashtag impeach Donald Trump now, and I've been posting the hashtag arrest Elon Musk now, before it's too late. That's it. Okay? But other than that, I ain't arguing with my fellow Americans. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I care about myself too much. I care about this country too much, and I care about you all too much. Bottom line. Have an amazing day.